today. From Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. It's the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Chargers.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
Herbert going to go to the air right away.
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Herbert now. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Back to throw here, Herbert. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Now 4th down, so the Chargers trot out J.K. Scott. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Geno down to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Now the first carry here for their running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Smith now to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down. To throw is Smith. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Now Smith. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
To the air again, Smith. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Escaping the pressure right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now 2nd and 3.
Now Geno. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. From 3 yards out.
And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Let's go, let's go. Here we go, let's get him.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A first carry for Najee Harris. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Again, it's Harris on second down, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. It's wheeled in downfield by Johnston. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 37-yard line. In motion, the tight end. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he stopped immediately there. Malcolm Kuntz there on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. That is caught. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. He's got another one to Johnston.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
Harris running straight ahead. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown.
Najee Harris,
a 9-yard touchdown run.
and the Chargers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker.
It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing now is Geno. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down.
Tuli Tuipulotu, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
3rd and 4.
Here's Smith.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Chargers ready to take over. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Now it's Herbert. High throw, but he makes the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd.
Love when the playbook comes to life and the execution is there. Man coverage on the outside. And if you like the matchup and you feel like your receiver can get the position he needs, you just throw it up there and let him do his thing. We see this a lot now with back shoulder routes and things like that. And this is a nice job to go up and get it. And they pick up a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. On the give, this is Harris. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Play action. It's Herbert. Flushed out right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They hand this off to Harris.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And that will knot us up at 10. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On first down, it's Smith.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Smith. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Throwing is Smith.
He's got a man crossing the field. That's Mostert.
And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit, because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll run with Harris, and this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Here's Herbert. It's complete to Williams. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Charger first there as Herbert finds Williams.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Harris. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Dancing to his left. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Herbert. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Harris. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Again, it's Harris, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Don't do us like
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Bowers. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders.
Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
That's into the hands of the rookie from Ole Miss.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give to Harris.
54 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Hampton. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Throw left side, complete. That's Johnston. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. Two guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
2nd and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing, because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now here's another carry for Harris. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 21, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They snap it to Herbert, and it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers, and this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Smith on first down.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Here's Smith. That's caught left side. Myers with it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now Gino on first down.
He'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Play action. It's Smith. He completes it right side to White. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Now it's Smith. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 32-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burke?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Smith.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Smith. This is caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there, a touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Carlson on for the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
From his end zone, here's Darius Davis. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hampton. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He finds his man, complete. That's Hampton. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Herbert now. And the Raiders have got him.
Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. And he's got his target, Harris. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. It was the former comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, who was sharp in the first half. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
Off of play action, here's Smith. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now Smith. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
We've always got to remember that once the ball's in the air, the defender has every right to go after it that a receiver does. And that was a battle for positioning on that play. And in the end, he's able to force the incomplete pass.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. On 1st and 10, Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Geno now to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 27-yard line. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st down, Smith into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone, possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10
at the 34.
Harris will start the drive out.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
86 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
We often give credit to the O-line. There, 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
3rd and 2, Herbert.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Now Harris. The tackle made by Landon Roberts.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
They'll run again with Harris. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They run with Harris. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll run. Here's Harris. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. From 4 yards out. And the Chargers have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in this second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Dicker now to tack on the extra point. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. On the return, Dylan Laube. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's blow it up!
Las Vegas' offense back out there, ready to go. But not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Deion Henley there on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now Geno. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Here's Smith. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bowers. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. 3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the 1st down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing now is Geno.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Now Smith.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas 1st.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. On 1st down, it's Smith. Flush to his right. Able to push his way through.
And Smith able to move the chains before sliding down.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
Smith. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
They've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
He'll try again. And not a whole lot there as he'll get him down at about the 2.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. Back to throw, Smith.
Open man, it's Mayer in the end zone for the Raiders touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Raiders have retaken a third-quarter lead.
No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that one a 13-play drive in total.
And it was finished off by a Michael Mayer touchdown grab.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Chargers getting set to go.
As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
To the left side, he's got McConkey.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Here's Herbert. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Herbert off of play action.
This one into the hands of Harris on the crossing route.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 27.
Play action. It's Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up second down. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The fourth down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on fourth.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Great effort by Derwin James on the stop. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. To throw is Smith. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A leap, and he's got it. He got it.
And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
Prime example there of how his height can be an advantage. It makes it tough on some of these smaller defensive backs.
When they try and go through that type of a receiver to get the football, oftentimes that big body, that frame will block them away. And whether the receiver has to elevate or extend, now he has a clear path to the football with the defender usually on his back.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Here's a give up the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Throwing is Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Carlson able to put this one through, and that'll make this a 7-point game.
So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Let's get him. Come on.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Herbert.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. Now the Vegas offense heading back out there. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Smith now to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught.
It's a big play there for Vegas. And even 40 yards.
And there's not a quarterback in the league that will ever complain about having small receivers like a Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp who can find a seam, have good vision, and get open. But when you're throwing downfield like this, you want a big, tall receiver who can go above the rim, or if you're a volleyball fan, above the net and get it.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Here's Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Looking to throw. Smith.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Back to throw. Smith.
He's got some room to operate.
Touchdown Raiders.
Brock Bowers.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Raiders have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. 5 plays there on that drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
Here's Darius Davis on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Max Crosby, the one who got in there for the stop.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
Now 2nd and 9.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. He finds his man, complete. It's Hampton. Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And the Raiders have got him. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. So out come the Raiders. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Play action. It's Smith.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now a play fake, and it's Smith.
That is caught.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Here now, a 3rd down and 8.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They snap it to Smith.
He's got his tight end. That's Bowers. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down.
They'll try again. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
They'll try to run this one in, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. It's Hampton, and he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here now, a 3rd and 20. Herbert now. They're throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's J.K. Scott now, standing just about on his own goal line. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second down and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.
Celebration time tonight on the Strip as we say so long from Las Vegas.